Gunfight at the Knysna Corral.
SRA! And Cloud9 on fire!
I knew you'd forget it. My name is Chris.
And I'm Bummer.
And you're about to listen to This Week in Sedgefield.
Hurrah!
Yeah, that is cool, huh? Yeah. No, we're getting around. We're getting about.
We're getting around.
Hey.
Round.
How, I just want to take a moment to find out, how are you doing in this drought?
It's tough, eh? It's tough. It really, what a drought-stricken Sedgefield. It's just, it's just
We're level
the worst.
2, 3, 54
Yes,
now?
I don't know. Yeah, the cost of our precious water keeps going up, and
man.
well, luckily, because it really affects me when I'm dragging my bath water out into the lawn to water my lawn with it.
Yes, and have a bath because you're
and especially when it's raining, which seems to be every second day.
That's right. You don't want to mix your precious bath water with the rainwater
that I've saved. Yeah, with this annoying rainwater that keeps coming down.
And you and you walk out and you just feel so bad for your vegetables just drowning.
Yes,
and getting flooded. I
know.
What a time.
Yeah, and that drought-stricken Karatra River that keeps overflowing over the road.
It's like it doesn't even know.
It doesn't know. Nobody told the river there's a drought.
We should post up boards, hey?
I think we should. I think we should,
man.
Jack.
But it is. I'm going to say it for the 18th time at least. Summer has arrived.
Oh yes, summer has definitely arrived.
I think
definitely.
People are coming in, seeing all the fancy things about town. Restaurants opening.
I got caught in traffic today. I actually got caught behind 2 or 3 slow foreign number plates.
Oh, really?
Well, they were attached to cars. But they were driving so slowly, looking around.
Just enjoying town.
What a wonderful place. And I'm going, hey, I got to be in a meeting in 3 minutes.
Honestly.
Because you do. In Sedgefield, you give yourself 3 minutes to get anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
especially you. Yeah. 3 minutes to get 10 minutes.
3 minus minutes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, no, that's very, very cool. But you were also saying that, I think it was you was mentioning that there are really nice signs up over Knysna, and just kind of a whole area is looking ready for this tourist season.
We have been over the last few podcasts raving about Revive Sedgefield.
And just raving in general, because we like rave music. Yeah?
They've been doing such a good job. But in Knysna as well, I drove down the main street yesterday when I was delivering papers.
Oh, right, yeah.
And my eyes were open. It's like, wow.
I'm glad they were open while you were driving down the main road.
I do tend to fall asleep. Yeah. But no, the main street was looking good. Even the cell phone shops and the other shops amongst them, with good signage and matching signage, and the buildings had been painted. Yeah, I'm impressed.
Oh, that's cool. My prediction is that this is going to be just one of the fullest years for the garden route, just as a whole, this whole stretch, and Cape Town. Cape Town as well.
Western Cape,
because KwaZulu-Natal and especially Durban just is struggling at the moment.
There's a bit of a problem.
Don't think there are going to be as many people going for holidays there, but they are very welcome here. I really hope, and we'll pick up on this in a bit, but I really hope that our infrastructure holds up.
Our infrastructure.
But let's talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes.
It was good to read more about what happened with Simi on the front page. So the new edition of The Age is out. Again, looking great. We're going to talk about a lot of things in there, but right on the front page. And I think it must be tough to put that on the front page.
Yes. Yeah. The tragic death of the 4-year-old boy, Simi. We spoke about it last time. Yeah, it's devastating for the community and so much more devastating for the family. I got to chat to the boy's grandfather,
that's right,
Johnson, Johnson Diani, and he, I led the story with a quote from his wife, the child's grandmother, who said, are we ever going to get past this? And I think that says it all.
Yeah.
The community's been amazing. People have been standing together with them, helping them and what have you.
Yeah.
But this isn't something that you can cheer anyone up from.
No.
So we want to just pay tribute to the family, to Simi. His grandfather played me a video of this cheerful child. And it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking. His funeral is today.
Yes, you mentioned.
So at the child's house, so they're having a funeral service.
Okay.
They had a memorial service on Tuesday night, but they're having the proper funeral service
the funeral today. Okay.
And yeah.
So we can, it's good to kind of have all of the information now a little bit more consolidated. While there isn't is there an official thing from the SAPS?
Police? No. I didn't think there would be, to be honest, because the wheels go slowly there. Not that they're not investigating as fast as they can, but procedures like autopsies and that sort of DNA tests have been known to take a couple of years.
Whoa.
Yeah, it really is that backlog of stuff.
Okay.
So an autopsy is not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. But from the fire department guys who found him, who found his body, they seem to indicate that it was quite definitive.
Yes, yeah. They spoke to the grandfather, and the grandfather relayed that to me. He said he was left in no doubt that it was a result of being attacked by probably a small pack of dogs.
Oh, I mean that.
But that's how we've got it so far.
No, it's absolutely awful all the way through. And I know this has been, and it will continue to, and it's what we spent a bunch of time on last week as well, just how it opens up these discussions about, and now this has opened up obviously a can of worms, so to speak, on roaming dogs and looking after dogs and all that. And it's just going to be really important, I think, to think before we type, especially, and think before we speak. So it's really good to have something a little bit firmer to stand on, to know these kind of things, and hopefully we're going to have some sort of change that comes about from this. Just concerning.
One would hope so.
Concerning all matters involved
with animals on the loose and what have you.
But we're praying. Just absolutely tragic.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing on the front page.
No, it's not. No.
So what else do we have on the front page?
Well, there's a picture of a pie, but I suppose that's not really.
It's a lovely pie.
It's a lovely pie.
I think it's
that's just an advert for our direct business directory, which we're working on at the moment, calling all the businesses to register. But the other story on the front page is, I didn't know what to call it because it wanted a punchy headline.
Yeah, I've got one for you.
What's that?
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
This is what it should have been. You should have just put that as the headline,
I should have,
right?
yes. I just don't know how to spell. It's the war, it's the fight, it's the standoff, it's the duel of a lifetime between the mayor and his deputy.
And his deputy.
And his deputy.
And the deputy.
And the
acting municipal manager.
Yeah. So in the past, when this acting municipal manager was put in the position, there were complaints that he wasn't. He was just someone that the ANC found to fill the post.
Yes,
and that he was a chummy of theirs.
Yeah,
but it appears not, because he sent a letter to the to the Speaker of the House saying that his life had been threatened at a meeting at the airport.
I mean, that just makes it more...
Yeah. So,
more cinematic.
So I did get to see a copy of the email he sent to the Speaker.
Yeah?
And he feared for his life. He said when they were discussing the grey elephant investments matter, this came up.
Yeah.
And they accused him of working with the DA and throwing him, the words he used were putting him under the bus.
Oh, man.
Which is not...
Should have been putting him under the elephant, right?
Yeah. Putting him under the bus it's a nicer way of doing it than throwing him under the bus.
Yes.
At least they sort of placed him nice. Gently lowered him under the bus.
How kind.
So so he was demanding, he did open a case with the police.
Yeah.
He asked the municipality for protection, and
And he got some security.
He got his own security.
Yeah.
But he's back at work.
Yes, and he was.
He is back at work, yeah.
But it's kind of further developed now with a little bit of, the executive mayor
they
and the
denied
deputy.
it. The mayor sent out a press release saying, "No, we did not do this." Come on.
Me?
Yes,
I would never.
Yeah. But
never.
perhaps it was my deputy.
Very good.
But anyway, so both have denied it, and then I gather they have now opened a case against him.
Yes, crimen injuria or
something like that.
I
don't know if that means they hurt their hand when they were putting him under the bus.
Under the bus, yeah.
They got injuried.
My nail.
My nail.
Come on.
Yeah.
So they, how are they working together?
I really don't know.
How does a Tuesday look like
in unbelievable
in an organization that has people doing this and speaking like this with each other?
They talk about the corridors of power. Do you think they're kind of sliding along with their backs against the wall whilst facing each other, sort of? So that I don't know how they run a town.
That's absolutely wild.
So while that's going on, we've got the people we've spoken about before, the Knysna Infrastructure Group.
Yes, they've got an article in the paper just showcasing these brilliant people.
And I mean they certainly didn't ask me to put an article in. I pressured them and said, "You guys are doing amazing work," because I watch it over a
it's
WhatsApp
important that
group,
we know. Yeah,
and they're keeping the town afloat.
Literally, because they're sorting out
they're sorting out the water. They're sorting out so many things, and I have to state this, make this clear, with the help of the municipal team on the ground.
Yes.
I think we've mentioned that before.
No.
The guys on the ground are really trying their hardest. But can you imagine taking a water pump that needs urgently fixing to the place what fixes urgent water pumps?
Yeah.
And that's an urgent water pump. I'll fix it now. And being told, no, we can't fix it because the guys still owe us money from the last one that we fixed. So these guys are stepping in, they're helping, they're getting expertise in, and they're raising money from private concerns, private businesses, and helping.
And once these sort of dominoes fall quickly, like it just takes that. There just needs to be like faster decisions and actions that are made, and then it really does work out. And this week there's been I think today there is the third or the fourth kind of council meeting. Now it's not the whole council.
It's various meetings about various
all the different portfolios. Gathering. But there's just such a trend with them of, okay, we need to make this big decision. Let's talk about this big decision. Is everyone here? And it's take really long, and then it goes into caucus after caucing the susses. And the really interesting one from yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, was them saying, okay, cool, we need to make, the speaker had legally shifted things around in the agenda just to make sure that they actually got to the most important things quickly.
Okay. That's a good idea. Especially for us listening.
Yes. Oh man. Well, I mean, this was still after 2 hours of anyway. And then they agreed, okay, cool, that's all fine and that's all well. And then they said, okay, we're ready to move. We've got to hire 4 directors for areas that need hiring, that there are these just empty vacancies, or they're just acting people and they're acting like they know what they're doing. And then them saying, okay, cool, well the meeting was at 10. We were told that we would get the agenda the day before. We didn't. We were told that we would get it at 9 o'clock so that we could have a look through it before the meeting, where we've got to make these rather big, urgent decisions. And we didn't. And then they got it at 9:30. The meeting is at 10. And then they're having to, and they say, we're not
skim through all these pages.
That's it. They're saying we're not speed readers. I mean, it was funny, not funny, them speaking about how they are kind of school children. They feel like school children. And in the one clip that I sent you, they feel like a spaza shop.
But to respond, Pumi does have an QF 8, but it doesn't have the 2 years senior management experience.
I think that's the reason I raised the issue of how far is the process, so that we expedite these processes. Mayor and your chairpersons, please, we need to appoint. We are a spaza shop. To be honest, we are a spaza shop. I need to appoint councillors. We are a spaza shop. Honestly, we are honest in terms of legislature. We're not supposed to be a council because we're a spaza shop.
Yes.
That was a funny one.
Yes.
So maybe we'll throw in a few audio clips of those.
Knysna's a spaza shop. Yeah.
And them saying, "Oh, we feel like we're school children, you know,
Yeah.
kind of getting ordered around. We don't really know what's going on." And then one of them saying, "Well, we're like clever school children, but we can't speed read like that. We can't get through these hefty 700, 200, 500 page agendas that they've got to go through." And my concern is that these massive documents are going through for these, and that's just a strategy to hide things.
It could be. Because they are it's a huge amount of reading to do, and things could slip through. There are a couple of councillors I've noticed who kind of say, whoa, hang on, before we all agree on this, there's a bit of it I want to bring up. So I really hope that they're keeping their eye on it, and I really hope that Knysna Council isn't a spaza shop.
We are a spaza shop.
Yes.
Because at the moment, it's all over the news that spaza shops have been selling poisonous stuff. So I hope they're not doing poisonous stuff. I hope that when they do go on these many caucuses that we don't hear as the cork gets removed.
Yes.
Because then we're not going to get any decent
anyway,
decisions.
you're going to get even less done.
Yeah.
So there is, it's a system where there's not a lot getting done, and we need a lot getting done.
Don't we?
Yes.
Don't we just?
But there's someone from we saw there was a message that came through yesterday of somebody from the higher up of ANC coming to visit and hopefully move things along.
The deputy president is coming down.
Oh, that's right. Paul Mashatile, yes.
So he's coming down to shake some trees or something. I don't know.
And hands.
There's a whole big powwow being organized.
Good.
That he's coming down for. I don't think that he's coming down for the purpose of sorting Knysna out.
Yeah, well, that's okay. But he's hopefully going to see that it needs sorting out.
Yes, I have a feeling, because I know the Democratic Alliance have been hoping that he will sort things out.
Yeah, well, that someone will.
But
from province or from somewhere,
he's the national water, the national minister of water and sanitation.
Yeah,
Penny Majadina, Penny Majadina is coming, and the deputy president Paul Mashatile. They are coming to attend a Knysna investor conference. So I don't know if that's encouraging people to invest in Knysna.
Yeah.
Or invest in the infrastructure, maybe.
Please.
But so I don't think his sole purpose is
it's
to
not
come and
for
fix
that.
it.
Yeah.
But there's going to be people saying, hey, while you're here.
Seeing as you're here and you probably want to have some water while you're here, we've been having some issues.
Yes, can you fix it?
Oof, okay. But let's get back to celebrating Sedgefield.
Yes, celebrating Sedgefield. Yeah, we love to celebrate Sedgefield.
Oh, we do.
So they had the Celebrate Sedgefield Awards.
They being the SRR and RNA.
The SRA. Well, they're now called the SRA.
SRA. That's how you celebrate. Whenever you see something awesome happening in Sedgefield, you just proclaim SRA.
Yes. One of the R's got removed.
Oh, the rates. We don't have to pay rates?
Sweet.
Maybe, okay, done.
So that's celebrating people or businesses that have gone above and beyond. We did speak about it before. But maybe I should announce the Sedgefield, the SRA, all of these have the SRA thing before them. Charity and Community Award, Linda Evans.
Yay, Linda.
The Personal Service Award goes to Marty Roy. She's my hero, I tell you. She's amazing.
Oh, cool.
The Business Award went to Kevin Taylor.
Hey, Kevin.
The Tourism Award went to Hayla, pronounced Hayla, I think.
Yeah.
Hartleaf. She's the lady responsible for all the mosaicing She heads up the
brilliant.
mosaicing team.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
The Education Award goes to the lady who runs the RLC, Rondeflei Learning Centre.
Oh, brilliant.
Vanessa
yes.
van Rensburg.
Oh, Vanessa, you legend.
Okay. The Arts and Culture Award goes to another van Rensburg, but no relation. Margie van Rensburg.
Oh, Margie. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
she shows up all the time in the Age.
She was the melodrama, yeah.
That. Okay.
And the special award goes to Jackie Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jackie
the
from
charity
Massachusetts.
and community, yes, yeah, that's it.
that was
Those are the
Jackie Weaver.
ones.
Oh,
Those
brilliant.
Are the 7 ones, yeah. So, congrats to all
Congrats to
those.
them.
It
That's
was a very
awesome.
special night. I was unable to attend, but I believe it went incredibly well.
I was
Really,
also
really
I
great.
was also supposed to be
You,
there. and
you
I was,
were off sick.
I was
weren't
off
you?
sick. I'm still sick.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Move back a bit, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. From the.
Okay.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so we've got a bunch of other things coming up that I noticed in the Edge, and the one
Yes.
that made me laugh was the dog lookalike contest.
Yes, yeah, it's a Remax thing.
I want to ask what that's about, but I think it's pretty
It's
obvious
pretty
what it's
obvious,
about.
yeah. Look like your dog competition.
Look like your dog, yeah.
I don't know who gets the biggest prize. The dogs
Sedgefields,
or
we're very in tune with with the animals.
We're so in tune with our animals, So
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Yeah, some of the dogs might disagree. Like, what do you mean you look like me, dude? Go away. Yeah.
Come on, that two-legger. Ugh.
Yes. So where it's on at Scarab Art and Craft Village under the red roof. It's on Friday, which if you're listening to this on Friday,
probably
it's
Friday,
today.
Oh, cool.
So it starts at 5, judging at 5:45. It's 50 Rand an entry. And I think it's all in aid of the Garden Route SPCA.
Oh, cool.
Their logo's on the ad.
That's very
but
poignant at this
well
time.
done to Remax Lakes for sponsoring this. It'll be
cool.
a fun day.
I
It'll
think
be
so.
a fun
Hey?
day, yeah.
I love things like that. It felt like we went from a bajillion things happening all at once in the space of like a month to less. But I don't think it has been less. I think we've just gotten used to lots and lots of things happen.
Because isn't there a line dancing thing as well going on?
Another
tomorrow
one.
night?
Yes. Well,
tonight.
there
If
was
it's a Friday,
last night. There was the Wednesday night market.
Okay,
and
yes.
there was one the Joyful Souls.
The Joyful
they
Souls.
were dancing
Oh,
there.
yes.
And then
Excellent.
also on Friday, which isn't specifically just a line dancing thing, but Fynbosch Cafe.
Yes, okay.
Who's right there by Spaan, all of that, by the galleries.
Oh,
and,
they're doing their live music thing.
They are.
Excellent.
So it's on, and I also saw this in their advert that
Yeah.
it's every Friday night now, all the way from November through to January.
Oh, that's a great
And
idea.
it's, I mean, I just
Yeah.
saw photos because
Yeah.
my wife is out and she's doing line dancing there, so I'm
Okay,
here with the kids.
excellent. Yeah.
But man, what a vibe.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's great. I
really,
love
really
live
cool.
music. Yeah, because dead music's no
Yeah.
fun at all. Live music's much better.
Oh man! Also, there was I love reading the letters in the Edge, and I like seeing the cross ones and the happy ones and all of that. I also like seeing. I mean, we spoke about it just. We've spoken about it a lot, and we want to do a deep dive of it around the lone elephants. But I love that there was a letter there and then a response. We won't talk about that now. If you're interested in that, it's great to hear what's happening with that.
Yeah,
but
the
one
Knysna elephant story.
That's it.
Yeah.
The one letter was around the concern around Cloud 9.
Not the band.
No, not the band.
No, not the band.
Not too
The
concerning.
hill.
The hill.
The hill, yes.
Not the band over the hill. The hill. Oh no! I didn't mean it
That's fine.
at all. No, but there was concerns around kind of the clearing and stuff that's happening
well,
there.
You see, what happens as soon as people see land being cleared, they think, development is going to
That's it.
happen.
Yeah.
And some people just on and especially look Cloud9, the side of Cloud9, it's a beautiful view as you drive into Sedgefield.
Yeah.
As you drive up there and look down on Sedgefield, it's a beautiful view. So Cloud9 is something. I don't know if that's its official name. It's Sedgefield's sort of inland dune, if you
one of those.
want to call it something. It's being cleared of all vegetation, not all, but a lot of the vegetation.
The alien.
Yes, alien vegetation.
Them aliens.
Yes. Basically, people were wondering, is there development? Why is it happening?
Yeah.
And thanks to Councillor Cleone Vanston, she did say, as far as she knows, nothing is going on there, but she did check with the housing department.
Yes.
And she said, It's just alien vegetation clearing. No
zoned-
plans have been submitted. It's zoned agriculture. So, yeah,
That's
for
right.
something to happen there, a lot of things would have to happen.
Yeah, other
in
things would have
advance.
to happen.
And a lot of opportunities would be in place to workshop. And
That's it. And we see a lot of these, and I know it's something that I always keep an eye out for in the Edge are the community notices for feedback, and there are going to be more and more of those, especially I think in, next year, March is one of the big ones, and there'll be a bunch before then for the spatula plan.
the spatula development plan.
That's always, that's how I remember it.
Yes.
But the spatial development plan. For our town to look after that.
Yes,
So that's going to be there.
See
So-
how Sedgefield grows.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. But a lot of the clearing of alien species and just looking after that, I mean, a lot of that has to do with the fire breaks.
Fire
and-
risk. Yes,
and there is.
Because the alien trees,
They're a fiery
they're
bunch.
from outer space,
Yeah.
and they are a fire hazard.
They are, yeah.
They do. They suck up a lot of water.
They
which
suck,
is
yeah.
one thing.
Man, they suck.
Yeah, and in our droughts.
Oh, in our drought. Oh, can't have any more of those.
So yeah, that's got to because years ago, in I think it was 98 or 99.
Well, back when I was alive.
When I was a mere whippersnapper at the age of 32. 32 and a third, actually. Maybe I was 33 and a third. Anyway, the whole of Cloud 9 Hill burnt.
Just spontaneously combusted.
Not all at the same time. Actually, it took a long time.
Yeah?
Because I remember having an edition of our paper while it was burning.
Yeah.
And then we did kind of the follow-up 2 weeks later in the next edition. And it was stretching
Still
across
burning?
that 2 weeks. Well, I think it
Whoa.
had just been put out. It
Okay.
was a long...
Wow, that's serious.
It was amazing. And you know what? It was started by the Otaniqua Choo-choo, because that was an old steam engine, and obviously
Yeah. Oh, I
sparks
rode on that
used
as a
to come
kid,
off.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, great fun.
Whoa.
Sparks occasionally came off. A quick, interesting background. What happened? The Sedgefield Volunteer Fire Department went to put out the fire, but it was just outside Sedgefield. And they were told, that's not your jurisdiction by the Garden Route Fire Department. And you stay away from that fire, it's ours.
That is my jurisdiction.
And the Garden Route Fire Department rushed in, but not quick enough. And the whole of the Cloud 9 thing burnt.
Wow.
And burnt. It was amazing. We had that little house on the left before you go up Cloud 9.
What, outward bound side or
No.
the
on
other side?
the town side.
Okay, town
the
side. Okay.
extension of, I think, Egret Street.
Okay. Yeah, with you.
So that became the base.
Yeah.
For the
base of
Garden Route Fire
operations.
Department. Base of
This is my
operations,
jurisdiction.
And yes, yeah. And all the firemen would meet there. The volunteers would join, and all the very old-fashioned days. All the women folk would come with buckets of stew and bread rolls and soup and say, "Oh, there you are, you hard-working men. Here's some food." And I don't know why they did it in Irish accent, but it just felt like
Just
they
seemed more
should.
manly at the time, yeah.
So yeah,
Probably would have got it done
and
quicker.
the men were all volunteering to put out fires.
Brilliant.
And, we would get in a bucky and I'd be rushed off to the top of a hill and stamp out fires with everything we had, and then get back in the bucky and come down the hill. And
I would
then
hope
get
there are
sent somewhere
helicopters
else.
and whatnot.
Well, yeah. So
Wasn't as far back as that.
no, there were helicopters,
Okay.
whirly birds. Yeah, they called in the helicopters with them special fire spotting ones, but also those Bambi buckets.
Bambi buckets?
You've seen them? Yeah, it's like
Yeah?
a big
Bucket of tears from watching Bambi. That's what.
yeah, a bit like that. They're those big, like, I think they're made of canvas.
Yes,
or
like
something.
tarp and yeah. They scoop it up.
They
and
scoop the water out the lakes.
Yeah.
and then I don't know why they don't scoop it out the sea. I think maybe the sea's a bit rough. They normally use
Too salty.
Swartflay Lake and
Groenflay.
Groenflay.
Okay.
So they lower this thing into the water,
Yeah.
scoop up a huge amount of water, fly over the big pile of the flames
Yes.
and drop it.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely great. Yes. And there's a story. Can I tell a story?
You
Have I
can.
got time? I'll be very quick. Okay. So I was volunteering.
Yes, of course.
As all the men in the
Wearing
thing
your
were,
fire-
wearing my
vol-
fire things and my long boots and whatever. And a call came that firstly that there was an antelope, a baby antelope in the water.
Oh, dear.
And they couldn't get it out.
Oh, dear.
And it was a huge concern. All the residents were like, "Oh, not only it must have rushed into the water because of the fire.
Save the
Oh,
deer.
shame, and they
Save the deer.
can't get it out."
Yeah.
And it turned out the helicopter had been dropping its Bambi bucket into the water.
Oh, no
to
ways.
bring.
Yeah.
And it broke. The winch system broke, so they couldn't get the Bambi out of the water. So when this Chinese
funny.
whispers happened,
Yeah.
so it was a Bambi that they couldn't get out the water, and everyone was thinking, this poor little buck,
Bambi.
this poor little antelope, this doe-eyed thing, escaping from the flames, and now was with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it was the top. It was
the story.
Yes, that's
The
so
story
funny.
developed
Yeah?
further from there. So then the pilot then was on his way back to, because the helicopter was taking off from the school field, taking off and landing from the school field.
Yeah.
So the pilot sent a message that this needed to be fixed. This has gone wrong. And so the town electrician was rushing there.
Probably the mayor.
It could have been the mayor. And he said he was fixing something somewhere, also urgent, but he would get there soon.
Yeah, checking up on Bambi
unbeknown
first.
to us.
Yeah.
And could someone organize a soldering iron? So
Okay.
we got the message. We need a soldering iron taken to the school. Can someone do this?
Yes.
So I said, I know someone who will surely have a soldering iron. So I must say, at the time, a lot of this was being done in Afrikaans. All the firefighters were Afrikaans.
Yeah.
I was still fresh from Zim.
Yes,
so
you've
my
been here like a
Afrikaans
few
was
years.
Totally undelicious. It was diabolical, really.
Yeah.
So I went to the hardware store. John Allen was running
was on the
Central
case.
Hardware. I was on the case. Yeah, and I was tired of stamping out fires because my shoes were taking up flames. And I said, John, in my most urgent voice. Probably more of a high-pitched squeal. But anyway, we need a soldering iron and some solder to take to the school.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rushed the soldering iron and the solder wire to the school, and as the helicopter is landing. Now, the pilot of the helicopter from George Garden Route Fire Department has called for an electrician to fix the electronics on this thing.
Quite
That's what he's
urgently.
called for.
This is all
Urgently.
rush and like.
So he lands. I rush across to his helicopter.
Hair
quite
flapping in the
heroically.
wind, yeah.
Yes, I had hair
Volunteer
then, and it was
fire
blowing
suit.
in the wind. Yes, yeah. And I had to duck.
This is my
because you do-
jurisdiction.
Yes, yeah. Snakes on a helicopter. Well, it was Bambi's on a helicopter.
Bambi's on a helicopter.
So now, if you can picture the scene,
I can.
the pilot is waiting for the town electrician to come with his soldering iron and fix the thing. I run across holding a soldering iron
Yes.
to give it to the pilot, thinking that the pilot needed a soldering iron.
Yes. I'm imagining flapping wind from you
Yes,
and like
yeah.
this proper Afrikaans like snork.
Yes,
like a
Sorg,
big old moustache.
with his radio.
Oh, you're
in
right,
his-
looking so official, yeah?
with his helmet on.
Oh, yeah.
So I get in the back, and he takes the bottom cover off where the winch electronics are.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, and I felt like a surgeon's assistant.
Oh, yes.
He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say soldering iron, but I handed it to him anyway.
Yeah.
And then the wire.
You think he did, but it was Afrikaans. So
Yes,
yeah.
He could have said something else. I think he was saying, "There, can you fix this?"
Yeah, probably,
But I
yeah.
didn't understand. I gave
Yeah.
him the soldering iron. So we stared at these wires for a while, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he gave me the soldering iron back, and I'm like, "You haven't used it yet." And he's kind of saying something to me that I didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I stared for a while, and he pointed at a couple of the wires, and I nodded because that's what you do.
Yes, of course.
It's-
Yep, I
when
see
when
it,
you
I
open
see
the
it, yeah.
bonnet of a car and the mechanic says something, you nod.
Arms folded.
I
Yep,
nodded,
yep.
and I thought, well, now he's ready. So I gave him the soldering iron back, and he looked at me and he put it down next to the hole, and I looked at him and he looked at me, and I pushed it across to him and he pushed it back to me. And then people are talking to him on the radio, and he's looking very angry as he talks on the radio.
Yes.
I think what's happening is the headquarters are saying, we need another bucket of water.
Yes.
Please drop over here. Where are you,
There's a
man?
fire.
Where are you, man? Except
Yeah.
they're telling him that in Afrikaans.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm quite sure he was saying, I've got this stupid Englishman who doesn't, he's
What did
the
you
town
send me?
electrician, and he doesn't even know how to use a soldering iron. He's not listening to me. And I'm sitting there, and I really, and unfortunately, this felt like, it felt like
lifetime.
It took 3 days. It probably wasn't. It was probably 5-10 minutes of us, this standoff.
Yes.
And eventually, then suddenly this other guy rushes over. He was the town electrician. And he says to the guy, blah, 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 and the guy's like throwing his hands, almost Italian, at me, going, take this idiot away. And the electrician's kind of touching himself on the chest and saying, no, it's me.
It's me.
I'm the town electrician.
Oh, no.
And I'm not even Italian. And I'm like, and I kind of let them get on with it. And this pilot just shook his head. And I
what a
walked
great
away.
picture.
And I
Man, I love
felt
that.
like, what's the opposite of a hero? Not a coward, but I felt fairly useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
as
bit.
one does. As one does. But they fixed it.
Oh, I'm so glad that they did. Well,
And
thank
no
you for your
antelope
service.
were hurt during the
thank-
recording of that embarrassing moment.
Thank goodness for that. Well, thank you for helping the town. Thank you for this edition of The Age.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time today.
It's been great, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed
It's
it.
good to pod with you.
Hey, it is. Huh? Thank you so much. We love it when we hear all the comments. So please do continue to drop those. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple Podcasts, any of those, you can like and you can subscribe. You can do all of that.
And what I would also like to say, because I
yes.
share the podcast link on WhatsApp to quite a few people.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage those people to share it to other people in Sedgefield or in around Sedgefield, or people who just like Sedgefield.
Yes,
'Cause,
yeah.
No, it's good fun.
Or people who don't and they want to complain about the councillors. Well, not the councillors,
Yes, if
the
you know any
municipality.
politicians, share it with them. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. That does it for us for this week. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the week ahead, to some summer, to touristies, to dogs that look like people, to all of these things. Thanks so much, Bomber.
Thank you, and good night.
Yeah.